The fame of Anita Sarkeesian is illustrative of the soft bigotry of low expectations. Her real job is providing the moral and intellectual pretext for infringing on free speech rights in the video game medium and everywhere else she can get away with it. One need not listen long to understand she and Jonathan McIntosh are intellectually ill-equipped for such an undertaking, like an authoritarian Don Quixote, but without the romanticism or the senility to warrant a free pass. As such, she's only persuasive to fellow ideologues, especially those in the media, and naive people not really paying attention to what she's saying. When Critical Miss had their comic about Sarkeesian at the UN, it was in the context of those damned harassers failing to silence her. One commenter even proclaimed they never heard of Sarkeesian until she was harassed, and that was the premise of an old Jim Sterling video. They have it backwards. No, they have it wrong. Anita Sarkeesian was not propelled to fame by harassment. In fact, there didn't have to be harassment as long as the media could run with the narrative of harassment. Classic examples would be Zoe Quinn's early claim to infamy with media outlets like The Escapist accepting without skepticism that Wizard Chan was out to get her. Nobody played Revolution 60. So it wasn't until the media listened and believed Brianna Wu's wild story of fleeing her home over threatening tweets that we even heard of her. Most likely they were sent by Wu, but even not, we know Wu never left the house, and since then has baited for trolls many times. Brianna Wu was born to be in Troll Hunter 2, and the film industry needs to make that happen. The truth is one can profit from victimhood regardless of what really happened, and Sarkeesian gave the media a narrative which comported to their prejudices. So successful is this narrative, Sarkeesian was excused from any critical examination of her assertions, her shoddy research, or anything of substance. Every time she gets press attention, it's in the context of, she was harassed for our misogyny. Quinn at the UN talked about a cottage industry devoted to saying she and Sarkeesian are full of it. That's because the media has failed at its professional responsibilities in the name of their politics. Frankly, Sarkeesian is such low-hanging fruit the media only need to be impartial to have deflated her cynical funding scheme. At her current output, we may expect to see the Mega Tokyo visual novel come out before Feminist Frequency finishes with the videos they've promised. The principal reason I'm putting this video together is I want to put the UN appearance of Anita Sarkeesian in its proper perspective. The initial videos on Feminist Frequency about the tropes versus women got lots of views because people were morbidly curious because of the controversy. Then the viewership quickly sputtered out. Not even gaming sites posting her videos uncritically could sustain the viewership. No surprise either, because Sarkeesian and McIntosh are neither intellectually stimulating nor entertaining. A pull-string doll gets boring after you've memorized all its phrases. For the past 6 months or so, there has been a concerted effort by the media to prop up Sarkeesian as a serious person we should take seriously, as a thinker who is serious. Partly it's because she's naturally failing, partly it's to preempt in case that Sarkeesian Effect documentary, in case it actually made some good points and was persuasive. It turned out to probably not be the case, but we didn't know until it was out, and the media wanted to make sure ahead of time they had something fluffy and nice about Sarkeesian. And also because Gamergate, it's making a lot of lazy ideologues nervous, and Sarkeesian is their attack dog against gamers. We got the ABC Nightline segment. GTFO the movie. There was at least one other movie that was supposed to feature her, but I don't think that documentary got funded because people were less than impressed with it. And we got even Stephen frickin' Colbert, who everyone insists is this satirical genius, even though he's one joke that got tired ages ago. But the point is, the media has been pimping what dubious credibility they have had because she's useful to their ends. And because they gave her a story they can sell. In keeping with Sarkeesian's record of abject failure, of course people are running from the UN report about so-called cyber violence like a leper they owe money. One should note that many who believe in implementing the report's recommendations only denounce it because they got caught. Normal people look to solutions for problems they have identified. Sarkeesian, McIntosh, and those who prop them up hunt for problems which fit the solutions they already have in mind. Unfortunately, that means we can't just ignore these dimwits and sit them at the kids' table while the grown folks is talking. Even worse, the works of Anita Sarkeesian are of the same caliber as the new chronology of Anatoly Fomenko and Tariq Nasheed's historical fiction comedy Hidden Colors. Worse than useless are these works because refuting point by point requires doing their scholarly work for them. Thankfully, there is that cottage industry of more learned and honest individuals who've gone to great lengths to explain why the assertions on feminist frequency are wrong. And seriously, thank you guys. I deep from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'd rather be playing video games than doing the work Sarkeesian should have been doing. Originally, I was going to end this doing a little bit about the daily grind of you're a liar and you suck. My little joke was, instead of saying it, I was going to sing it. But you know what? Screw that. I'm going to end this on some positivity. I thought, the song might have been funny, but I want to talk about something that makes me happy. And honestly, the worst thing I can do to Anita Sarkeesian is be happy. Look at this. A new Shin Megami Tensei game is in the works, and it's part of the core series. Now, granted, I've had a few problems with the story in Shin Megami Tensei 4, but I'm glad they're revisiting that universe. I'm glad they're not just going to do a remake. That they're going to explore that universe some more. Look in there in the corner. Look in the corner. Nozomi's back, and there's Navarre. He's actually contributing to the plot, I assume, and caught a much-deserved case of dead. And look at the aesthetically, it reminds me a lot of the classic games. And there's a girl there in the middle, looks kind of like Chiaki from Nocturne. Not sure what that guy over there is doing. You got Merkaba, Medusa. I'm a little more hyped for this game than I am for Persona 5, and that's the game where some delinquents may or may not be able to figure skate on asphalt. Figure that into that toxic masculinity culture and whatnot. I'm really trying to contain myself. The zombie's back! Yay! Okay. Oh, this looks so cool. Oh, please don't screw this one up, Alice. Oh yeah, later this week I was thinking of doing another run at Until Dawn. Just gonna dig around some choices. Not particularly running for any outcome. Just playing around with different choices, seeing what happens. Thinking of putting on the headset and doing a little commentary. Make some cracks, observations, talk about cheesy movies. But I wasn't 100% sure of that. I didn't know if anyone who'd care to watch just wanted me to play the damn game. Well, whatever you think. Yes, wear the headset and talk, or just shut up and play. Leave a comment saying one way or the other. Either way, Hope you like this video. Have a nice day.